I never wanted children. I didn't want them. I didn't want to hold them. I didn't need to help burp them. And I wasn't interested in playing with them. And it really bugged me when people would show up with their kid at an adult social gathering, trying to have an adult conversation over the din of unintelligible toddler babble, or over the hysterical joy of kids running around wildly. Parents got points against them for that in my book, and additional penalties for handing their baby off to the other adults present for some sort of cooing gratification. And spare me the update on your infant's fascinating stool production developments. It might be hard to believe, but I'm actually a really positive person. But when you are young and single, and you have established a belief that children will not need to be a part of your life, perhaps your tolerance for them is somewhat lower. This MO I projected for so many years was totally upset in my mid-30s. I married someone who absolutely wanted children, and I caved. Truth be told, a few people close to me kept telling me that I would be a really good mother, and I finally embraced these encouragements. So, let me introduce you to my world in the year 2002. I am pregnant with my first child, 4 months along. As I was an older woman, all of 36, we opted for an amnio, which was also our first ultrasound ever. Well, we rocked the sonographer's day as she prepped me for an amniocentesis. She's moving the wand around on my belly with that slimy, gelatinous stuff, and casually, and most likely rhetorically, she says, "You're aware that there are 3. 3 what? was the response that she got. "You're kidding me, right?" she asked. She thought we were teasing her by playing dumb, until I began to laugh and cry simultaneously. So let me introduce you to my world in the year 2002, take 2. I am pregnant with my first 3 children, 4 months along. With disbelief and amazement, news sped through the prenatal clinic that I was pregnant with spontaneous triplets. That means all the assumed odds of conceiving multiples had been dodged. No family history, no drugs, no nothing. Just pure luck, fate, karma, or whatever you want to call it. The odds of spontaneous triplets are 1 in 20,000 chance. But it turns out that these girls are also identical, which changes the odds to 1 in a million or more. I am convinced that some higher power out there thought, wow, wouldn't it be a trip to mess with that woman? She has spouted off for decades that she didn't want kids. Let's throw her a curveball and see how she does. At least 24 hours were spent on the phone that day spreading the word, most often prefacing the greetings with, "Are you sitting down?" Or, "Hi, oh, you're driving? You need to pull over. I have something to tell you." Most friends and family gasped with oohs and ahs, trying to sound overjoyed, when many of them were thinking, "Oh my God. Oh no. Holy shit." A few individuals actually called back hours later to apologize for their less than enthusiastic first reaction, including my own mother. While others, who seemed overjoyed and wowed, confessed only weeks and some even months later to what they were really thinking when they heard the news. Thus began the transformation of my identity and my world. Once the 3 growing beasties, affectionately nicknamed by my brother, were identified in my womb, I can't tell you how many times at my bi-weekly doctor's appointments I was told, "Your cervix looks fabulous." It's a pretty strange compliment when one hears it for the first time. I'm sitting with my feet up in stirrups, and the doctor peers around my knees and says, "Your cervix looks fabulous." I smiled graciously each time while thinking, amazing what your surgical glove can see. For months, I continued working, playing cello in the Minnesota Orchestra, fitting easily behind my steering wheel and behind my cello, functioning beautifully, not looking particularly immense, not even looking particularly pregnant for that matter, breathing normally, and of course beaming, knowing that I had this fabulous cervix supporting the growing gaggle of girls. At 20 weeks, I was shocked when the doctor ordered me on bed rest. I distinctly remember it was a Friday morning, which for me meant that I was in the throes of a subscription week with the orchestra. As I had beaten the odds on all fronts so far and been showered with cervical accolades, I was granted my plea to play 2 last orchestra concerts before becoming a lame duck, or in actuality, a beached whale. The 3 Tauruses were born at 34 weeks, healthy, hairy, and sizable. 5 pounds 8 ounces, 5 pounds 6.5 ounces, and 4 pounds 15 ounces. I was excited to bring them into the world, but honestly, even more thankful that they were finally out of my body. Life completely changed that day in 2002. I went from not wanting any children to having 3 at once. This higher power not only threw me the largest curveball ever, but it showed me that I was capable of rising to the challenge. Woohoo. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Bite your cheek. I am thrilled to be the mom of 3 beautiful. This did not happen in rehearsal. Spunky, determined, kind, prepubescent, entertaining, stubborn, endearing, and creative daughters. If humor were not a central gene of my DNA, done. Nor a cornerstone of my world, made up of my friends and family, my odds of survival after the earth-shattering news of spontaneous triplets would have been dangerously low. I feel like the odds are in my favor forever.